Come talk shit and politic with Kirstie J from the Chisholm Report every Saturday at
Kirstie J. And this is Hot 702.5.
It's Kirstie J from the Chisholm Report. You're tuned in to Hot 702.5.
Yeah, election time's coming. Who you gonna vote for? Yeah, if I was president, I'd get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday. They go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president, yeah. Instead of spending billions on the war, I can use that money so I can feed the poor. Cause I know some so poor. When it rains, that's when they shower, scream and fight the power. That's when the vulture devours. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday. They go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president, yeah. I know some soldiers that sleep but they can't dream, wake up with screams, sounds of M16. So take this medal of honor for your bravery. I wish you the best, kid, you and your family. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday. They go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president.
But the radio won't play this. They call it rebel music. How can you refuse it? Children of Moses, tell the children the truth, the truth. It's not all that bling that's diamond. Tell them the truth, the truth. Most of y'all wear cubic zirconium. Tell them the truth, the truth, yeah.
Your soul is worth more than diamonds.
If I was president, all blacks that have reparation, no segregation, feed the nation so there's no famine. Muslims, Jews, Christians would all hold hands every week on the beach, party by the sand. Word up, take trips on Air Force One. Don't need to bring the homeless with no sneaks to Air Force Ones. Better schools in the hood, better teachers for the classes, making money, paying no taxes. Find the best scientists, tell them come up with an answer. I want the cure for AIDS and cancer, but I gotta watch my back. Snipers on the hill with the steel, waiting to JF
I was
kill.
president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday. They go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president. I feel the rain coming, let me play my guitar for them right now.
Let's go.
Refugees,
Good morning. Okay, thank you for coming in and hollering at me. This is Kirstie J, and this is the Chisholm Report. Comes on every Saturday. I am a political scientist. I studied at Southern University, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Go Jags! And I've been very involved in the community here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and hopefully my reason for doing this is so you're informed about what's happening around our country, what's happening locally with our laws and bills. And I'm here to make sure that you can make an intelligent decision on what happens with you and your family. And it does matter. Each and every last vote does matter. So I'm going to go ahead and start the show off. I'm first going to say I'm going to do a call-in list. Okay, Joe Biden, call in. Donald Trump, call in. Let's talk about, Durango Station, call in. Palo Verde High School, call in. Let's see who else we got on here to call in. Kim Jong-un, call in. Dr. Bernice King and also Ashley Bell, call in. Nancy Pelosi, girl, call in. Angela Jolie, go ahead and call in. Okay. So that's my call in list. And I just want to start off by saying happy birthday to my mother. Yesterday was her birthday. I saw that actually there was a lot of people yesterday that had a birthday yesterday. It made me feel like I wasn't alone. I know that my friend Lenora also, yesterday was her mom's birthday also. So every year I make sure I say something to her and let her know that I recognize that it's her birthday and that this is a hard day for us. My best friend, Alvin J. Woods, always calls me on this day, even though this is his birthday. He always calls me and tells me that speaking to me makes his day go good, and that I'm the only person he calls on his birthday. So I really appreciate that. Appreciate the love that everybody gave. Also want to give a happy belated to my auntie Benita, Yvonne, and also my grandmother. Their birthday was on the 9th. So happy birthday to you two queens. Heavenly birthday to all three of you. We do miss you so much here. Just to kind of give y'all an idea of what happened to me during this week, I am a person that I feel like when I try to do something, I'm always very good at it. And I'm not trying to be funny or try to be, like cocky or anything in regards to it. I pay attention to what they tell me to do. And then when I do it, I do it well. But I had an issue, okay? The other day, I think this was Wednesday, I had an issue with, I just started a new job. And with the job, there's there's different levels of paperwork and reports and stuff that we have to do, and this particular report is very tedious, and it's like you have to make sure that everything is correct, otherwise you have to start all the way over. And something that probably if a seasoned person at the position would have done, it would have probably taken about 45 minutes. Well, it took me 2 hours to do it, and it's my first time doing it. But because of who I am, I beat myself up. I was like, when I went to lunch, I was like, you know what, you suck. Okay, you need to get it together. All right. I felt like I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't doing it correctly. I was overthinking it and thinking that I knew everything. And I end up doing the paper wrong and having to start over 3 times to do this paper. So on my way back, I'm trying to get myself motivated. I'm listening to some Beyonce. I'm like, you won't break my soul, provide a change. You won't break my soul, provide a change. Okay, because I was in there. Okay, I am one of those people. I have to stay motivated and have to feel like I'm doing something well. So it affected me. So when I got back, my boss was like, my manager was like, hey, don't beat yourself up. It takes people months to learn this stuff. This was your first time doing it. Like really motivated me, and I really appreciate that. So if you have people who are trying to tell you to get out of that headspace of you're not doing well, of you beating yourself up, listen to them, because they'll help you get yourself back together. And the next day I came in, I killed it. So I just wanted to be able to say, stay at it. No matter how difficult it is, if you're determined to get it done, you'll get it done. I also want to speak about my family. My family is a very cool bunch of people, okay? And I just really appreciate them. We have lost a lot of people in the last couple of years. And with the people that we have left, we have decided that the bullshit is no longer allowed, and that we have to love each other and love ourselves through shit. Okay. So I just really want to thank my family for being who they are, and for us being able to get together and, enjoy ourselves as a family, and motivate each other and love each other. So I love you guys. So you guys know that. Also, what was the last one? Yep. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on some local news. So here in Las Vegas, Palo Verde High School has a case of monkeypox. The other day, call in, Hen, okay, you cracked me up, okay? So the other day, I'm watching him talk on another show, and he kept calling it monkey pops. Like, if you don't go somewhere, okay? It was so funny because you know how he meant it. But just to kind of give y'all an idea that the people around me have basically said that they will go back into the house, okay? That they will not do any of the additional monkeypox, okay? That their whole purpose, they like, hey, if they say that there's a breakout of monkeypox, you can just go ahead and count me in the house. Y'all some vain ass people, okay? That y'all would more be worried about a disease that actually cannot kill you, but just make you disfigured for a month or two, okay? But rather go to a killing illness. Y'all hilarious, all right? So just to let you guys know, please remind your kids not to be hugging and touching each other, not just because of COVID, but because they do have this the monkeypox out there. And now they're saying in New York, they're even seeing traits of polio in the water waste. Okay, so you guys just be aware of the fact of it is still in the time of wash your hands, stay away from people. Do not be out here with the sneaky leaks. If you don't know them and you see a little bump, make sure, you know what I'm saying, you ask about, what's that? What's that right there? You know, ask about that, because it could be the herpes. It can be the herpes, or it could be some monkeypox. Okay, so you guys watch yourselves out there. They keep finding bodies all over the city, but Lake Mead is damn near a cemetery. I don't know what's going on, but just about every week they finding at least 2 bodies in the dang in the lake, being exposed because of course the water is going down. I don't know what to say about that. It really is actually it doesn't sit well with me to know that they're finding all these bodies and these people who have been missing for years and years. This is where they came up. When you have a lake, why wouldn't you look in this place? Why wouldn't you look here for the body anyway? You know, but it's kind of disheartening to know that so many people have lost their lives at that lake, and they're just now uncovering it because we are low on water. Just to kind of give y'all, so Durango Station model plans are up, okay? $750 million on a 71-acre property that would be on Durango Drive, and also the 215 South Beltway. I don't know how I feel about this, because if you're knocking down casinos in the residential areas in the West and North Las Vegas, why would you be building more up towards the Summerlin area? I don't understand that. Why wouldn't you? I understand them getting that should happen. That most definitely should happen, where they should be getting casinos and everything else in that area. Is a brand new area. But why aren't you trying to build up or make entertainment areas for the North Las Vegas and West Las Vegas area? To me, it's pulling more money out of that area. People can say what they want to. We don't want the casinos. That's what the old people say. Casinos. We don't want the casinos over here. Okay, but these are areas where how we in my family, even though my family have never been gamblers or anything like that, we dine. Okay, we go eat, we go to shows, we go to exhibits that come in town, concerts that go to the casinos and stuff like that. And it's not really fair to take that economic portion out of those 2 areas, but you're putting them in other areas, but you are not building this area back up. You know, only thing that you're doing in this area is putting up more factories, and more or less knocking down the homes that's in that area. So what are you really trying to do, government? Go ahead and call in, Sisalak. Go ahead and call in, government of Nevada. let's talk about it because it sounds like a bunch of bullshit. Okay. Driver arrested for going 97 miles per hour in a school zone. Slow your ass down. I mean, look, I have to go to work. I have to drive by a community center and 3 elementary schools. 2 elementary schools and a high school, right? The issue I have is that it's babies out there. I get it. You're late for work. Don't go on that goddamn street. Take your ass to a different street. Ride the freeway if you want to drive that damn fast. But if you hit somebody baby on an accident because you running 2-3 minutes late to work, that fucking sucks for you because you just threw your life away. What if you going to work because you're trying to make sure that your kids and stuff eat at night? You know what I mean? You end up hitting somebody else's kid at 97 miles per hour. You going to prison. So now your kids are no longer going to have you. Those parents of that child's never going to have them again. And it's all because you was running 2 minutes late. Get your ass up. Get up. You know, that stuff is kind of, it's strange to me that I have to hunk at people. I will almost pull in front of you. I won't pull in front of you, but I most definitely will stick my hand out and call you an asshole. You go get the finger, bro. Because that's stupid to me. You know it's babies on the street. So y'all please slow down and just leave 10 minutes earlier so you won't have to be rushing. I also want to go ahead and let you know that on August the 18th, the DMV will no longer take walk-ins. You will only be able to do a appointment. I think this sucks. Okay, I think it really sucks because I put in for an appointment for a driver's license, you know what I'm saying, to renew my driver's license because you know how your birthday come and that's the year or whatever the case may be. I did that in June, beginning of June. My date ain't until like September, okay? Like, and that's ridiculous in the fact of like, if you can't get in there and you're a person that works the same hours as DMV, 8 to 5, 8 to 9, whatever the case may be, you don't have enough time to be able to go in there and do that shit. You know, it's just not. And then on top of that, if you don't have an appointment, then if you can't get anything done, you can't cash no checks. You know what I mean? You can't go to the dispensary. I'm NW, what you call it? I'm mad at y'all. I needed a blunt, okay? y'all refused me, even though I had my paper for my appointment, okay? But you know, just be mindful that the DMV is going to start doing that. Weather here in Las Vegas, they say that this is the wettest year. Of course it would be. This is my year. This is the wettest year in 10 years, okay? Here in Las Vegas. So today the weather is supposed to be around temperatures around 81 degrees, and tomorrow it's gonna be 100 degrees. What the hell, bro? I have no idea. That is weird as hell. But over the week, all the raining and stuff that we had going on, the casinos and stuff obviously are not equipped to be able to take the rain like this because they're flooding. Okay. I've seen stories all down my timeline, including my auntie, speaking about water leaking in their home and a flooding of their room, of their carpet and all type of stuff. And these are elite luxury high rises and all additional things. These are nice places and they're not equipped for this weather. So just be mindful in the fact that this is monsoon season. You know that the crickets are, what are those called? The locusts, the grasshoppers, all that stuff is about to start. So if you're not a bug person, stay in the house, okay? Real quickly, I just want to give a shout out to Angela Jolie's daughter who decided that she's going to go ahead and go to Spelman College. To me, that means a lot. It means a lot because even though she was adopted into 2 white parents, okay, this child was still able to figure out where she wanted to be able to go for college. And it sounds like it was her decision. And it sounds like her parents are supportive of that. Maybe we can get our black parents to be supportive of it too. And maybe we can make our schools great schools also. I'm just saying. I don't want to see a wave of people deciding that they're going to go to these black schools just because these celebrities and stuff like that decided that they're going to go. You should have already said you wanted to go. But okay, come on. I get it. Okay, but still, get your shit together. All right, so let's go ahead and bust into these basically national news and stuff that's going on. Donald Trump, Lord. Okay, so I want us to go ahead and just sorry. Before I go to Donald Trump, I want to talk about student loans. Okay, you guys know in September they're telling you that the forgiveness is going to end. So if you have not done that, you really, really need to go ahead and get that in the works, because you can remove a certain amount of money off of your credit beforehand. I just wanted you guys to go ahead and listen to this clip.
I do not support student loan forgiveness. We cannot do it. It's irresponsible language. We can't forgive everyone's student loan debts. My wife had student loans, we paid them back. My daughter has student loans. She will pay them back.
I don't want to make a,
No,
what type
that's a
of plane
question.
is it?
I flew at the F. You guys seen Top Gun 2 yet? Anybody seen Top Gun 2? No, not Top Gun 2. Man,
You just told me,
65?
65 million.
Did you count all the yeah, you gotta count all the stuff on it. So they can get up there, you know, they can get up there.
$65 million per plane. We spend more money on the military in this country than most developed nations. Every program that they tell you cannot be funded goes to a plane, a boat, or the repairing of the nations we destroyed in the cause of democracy, where those nations don't end up in democracies. And this democracy or this republic that we have, that is a representative democracy, continues to tell us in the quest for democracy for other people that they will deny you the freedoms and the liberties with your own tax dollars. That's a problem, because that's your money that paid for the plane and then told you your education couldn't be free.
All right. So I just want y'all to understand that when they talk about what they can't do for us, and they're telling us what to do, they're telling you with your own money, because there is nothing that is government funded. I've said this several times. There is nothing in this country government funded. Everything comes from tax dollars, which is your money. The money that you go buy some Lysol, you go buy some headphones, you go buy some clothes. The tax that you pay on that is tax that goes into this country. That's Uncle Sammy's piece and portion. Okay, so when they tell you we can't do that, and then they turn right back around and they spend so much money on the military, when they spend so much money on stuff that doesn't affect the mass of people, it's only because we're not saying anything. It's only because we're not telling them that it's important for us of what our issues are. We're allowing them to be able to say that them spending millions and millions of dollars on the military is more important than being able to cut the debt of the actual people who are actually paying for the military. Okay, rich people, they complain and everything else about such, and I don't get why they are so important to you guys about what they're saying about taxes, and they want tax cuts and all this stuff, whatever, when they're not paying nowhere near as much taxes as you. Okay, so a person that is making less than $50,000 will pay more in taxes than an actual CEO of a multi-billionaire company. Okay, it's because they tax the poor and the rich just get richer. We have to be able to know that we are in charge, and that locally your vote counts to be able to pick your representatives. When your representatives go to the Capitol Hill, they are there for you. So if they are not casting your best interests at heart, then they are not doing their job, and they need to be out of that job. Okay. Just for example, Roe versus Wade, you see that the country is actually not divided. It's more of a 25% to 75% people actually agree with women being able to make their own decisions with their health, dealing with pregnancy and sexual, having sex, okay, and having babies, okay. So that, with that being said, why are they overturning these things when the majority does not agree? Is because the minority of it is the ones that have the money, and they're influencing you not to vote. Okay, so just pay attention to that. I do want to go ahead and get into the Trump clip in regards to the FBI raid at Mar-a-Lago.
Judge has unsealed the FBI search warrant and a list of items removed by agents at former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago property. The filing indicates the Justice Department is investigating potential violations of at least 3 separate criminal statutes, including a statute under the Espionage Act. The unsealed documents show the FBI found 11 sets of classified materials, one of them marked as top secret SCI, requiring the highest security clearances that only a few in the federal government have. Sources tell ABC News the documents the FBI believed were illegally in Trump's possession were sensitive material with national security implications. The Washington Post also reporting that some of the material in Trump's possession included documents related to nuclear weapons. Trump no longer has a security clearance.
There are laws against the improper handling of this material.
Attorney General Merrick Garland says he personally approved the search warrant request approved by a federal judge who was convinced there was evidence of a crime at the former president's primary residence.
The department does not take such a decision lightly.
ABC News has learned the DOJ issued a subpoena for the documents in April. Then a small group of FBI agents visited Trump in June, requesting he return the sensitive material before escalating to a search warrant.
They had amazing patience, in my view, considering the apparent sensitivity of what they were going after.
And Republicans continue to threaten the DOJ and FBI with their own investigations of the agency if they take back control of Congress. They claim it's about oversight and transparency. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
All right, thank you. So that's what happened. Okay, and then right after that, now this is what I wanted to say before we go to this. It's important for you to know how dangerous this is. This is not him taking, you know what I'm saying, like somebody, you know, this is not him taking like just minimum information. This is information about nuclear weapons. This is classified information of history and things that have happened that if that information gets out, all hell will break loose. This makes this man super dangerous. And if you don't see that, there's a problem, okay? Because if I got those same documents, I would not be just able to run around. The FBI would not just go in my house and take it and leave me there, okay? So in saying that, as soon as they said, Trump, we go see what's happening, this is what he said.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, 5. Go ahead, ask me a question. Did you? 5. I have a secret document that I think you need to say.
So, for him to be able to invoke that and say, no, I'm not even going to speak on it, tells me that there's more to it and there's a problem. Okay. And then crazy people went crazy. So then you got Trumpers that are now going to the FBI building saying that they taking weapons plus nail guns and they're going to go to war with the FBI in regards to the way that they're treating Trump. But he just did this to Hillary Clinton, which I don't like Hillary Clinton either. Okay. But I am saying, fuck you. Okay. I'm actually very glad that you are going through this. Trump, call in 702-551-5261. I would love to cuss you out in person. I really don't feel like this is not a secret. I knew that this man was going to do this, and I think that the government knew this too. And instead of just allowing him to do all the things that he did, they just decided, you know, okay, well, when have you ever lost? When have you ever did a crime, okay, and they left you there, but they just took the items that you took, okay? Ask as many shoplifters and boosters that you know that when they stole something from the stores, they just let them go. but they took the items back. That's unfair. He should be in jail. This reminds me over and over again of how unfair this shit is, because I know that if I go in the store and I steal a bag of chips, they taking me to jail. This fool took classified information from the FBI files, and they was able to leave him, and he was able to still do fucking tweets and shit. So, just letting you know. All right. Just yesterday, they passed the bill. This is called the Inflation Reduction Act. This is a bill that was passed of $430 billion. Let's hear what it entails.
Being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the bill, as amended, is passed.
After a marathon overnight session, the U.S. Senate passed a sweeping $430 billion bill intended to fight climate change, lower drug prices, and raise some corporate taxes. Sunday's passage of the Inflation Reduction Act is a major victory for President Joe Biden.
Got to compose myself a little here.
And Democrats, who hope it will help their chances of keeping control of Congress in this year's elections. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer spoke to reporters after the vote.
And we did it without a single vote to spare. Our bill reduces inflation, lowers costs, creates millions of manufacturing jobs, enhances our energy security, and is the boldest climate package in U.S. history.
A portion of the bill would reduce U.S. carbon emissions by 40% in 2030 through federal incentives and lower energy prices overall at a time of high inflation.
Throwing money at everything.
But Democrats have drawn harsh attacks from Republicans over the legislation's price tag. Minority Leader Mitch McConnell.
Democrats have already robbed American families once through inflation, and now their solution is to rob American families yet a second time. Democrats want to ram through hundreds of billions of dollars in tax hikes and hundreds of billions of dollars in reckless spending. And for what?
Republicans on Sunday forced votes on immigration amendments, including one to prompt hiring of more Border Patrol agents while cutting other expenditures.
The cost of insulin has tripled.
Democrats were unable to muster the votes necessary to retain a provision to cap soaring insulin costs at $35 a month on the private health insurance market, which fell outside the reconciliation rules.
The amendment is not agreed to.
But despite Republican efforts to derail the package, it will be sent to the Democrat-controlled House for an expected Friday vote.
Okay, so to give you an idea of what happens next, okay, so what happens is the Senate votes on it. The vote has to be the majority, okay? Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, is in this vote was the breaking vote because it was 50 to 50, 50 Republicans, 50 Democrats, right? She came in and voted, well, it was 50 votes. I can't say 50 Democrats and 50 Republicans, but that's basically what you can say, okay? And then she was able to make the breaking vote, which means that one side would have 51 votes and they would win. At that point, it would go to the House, which the House is a Democratic majority House, meaning that it's going to go through there. And then it goes to the desk of the president, right? That means that if he signs it, this bill goes into play. Now, all we can do is wait and see what happens, okay? Because they're saying even in July, inflation did not go up, but it didn't go down, all right? So we're dealing with that and dealing with the fact that they still believe in 2024, we might have a little bit higher wages, but it still won't be enough to fix low income housing, food, inflation, none of these things. You can't do. So what is it helping if it's only going to push us $1.50 ahead? But you're spending. Let's make sense of this. But you're spending $430 billion, and the minimum wage would only go up $1.50. where is this money going? So they're going to fix the infrastructure, right? They're going to make it more free and green, okay? They're going to push all the petroleum companies to start going green. They're giving more money to the car investors, people who build them, what do you call those people? Manufacturers and stuff like that, for them to build green cars, for them to build energy efficient new items. So that's stuff for your house. And that's solar when you're going to go purchase a house. All these additional things, right? So if you have these things going into play, why wouldn't it help the housing market go down? Why wouldn't it help the cost of food going down? Why wouldn't it help the cost of transportation, goods, and taxes towards small businesses? Like, why in 2 years are you projecting that these things won't be fixed, but these larger corporations will be larger? So you can go ahead and say that Tesla's going to get more money, that that Prius and these type of cars are going to keep developing. More and more of these cars are going to develop. And then these are cars that you can't afford. So who is it helping? We got an alert yesterday. Did you guys get the Amber Alert? They had an Amber Alert on a white Chevy pickup truck. This morning they were able to locate that child, just to kind of give y'all an idea of what happened. What was that? Weather? Oh no, they found a kid. So yeah, so just paying attention to what's happening around us, knowing that they're deciding that they're going to go ahead and give this money to the country, but the country is only going to go to the large corporations. You're not getting anything. So let's dive in. Okay, and try to figure out where in this bill do we win, because they didn't say that they put that money in there for student loans. They didn't say they put that money in there to lower the housing market. They didn't say that they're putting that money in there for any of that stuff. And the infrastructure is going to cease because certain states will not take federal money for stuff that's going on. Texas, Florida. They only want money when they need FEMA, when they're being destroyed. Call in, Florida. Call in, Texas. 702-551-5261. Okay. In war news. All right. You basically got two things happening. Remember, I give you the analogy of Asia, or that portion of the country, being like a gang or a group of dudes, okay? So China have been messing with Taiwan, all right? Now, I don't know if this analogy is right, but I'm going to do it like this, okay? China is like a bully, and Taiwan is like that. Everybody had that one gay dude in their neighborhood that could fight real good. That even the dudes that wanted that wanted to mess with him really didn't mess with him because they didn't want to get beat up by this dude in front of nobody. That's the energy that China giving me right now, okay? Because Taiwan has been able to keep themselves independent for so long, and then China is trying to input what they want them to do, as for not allowing Pelosi to come there. They told the U.S. like, you better not go over there. You better not go over there. And like, Pelosi still went over there. And then the next following day, they were sending over ships. They were flying over in stealths. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that we need to figure out. Are they going to affect us? Because they are. Look on back of some of your items, your game system, stuff like that. Taiwan, okay? Made in Taiwan, made in China, okay? These things are important. Because if that relationship between the U.S. and China is cut or damaged any, Russia, China are right there next to each other. Okay? India is also a part of Asia. Those are the three in the top 3, okay, those are 3 of the largest militaries in the world. Then who else do you have? You have Japan right here off the side, who are in the top 5 also. All right. And then we are number 4, United States. But what are you? Where do you fall in the fight? If, yeah, you can fight good. Okay. You can fight real good. But you're going to have to fight the 3 top fighters who are actually above you. Can you fight all 3 of them by yourself? And the answer is no. If these fools decided, like, okay, on 3, 1, 2, 3, shoot. And then they shoot all these nuclear guns and bombs. And you have to remember that Russia and China both have space, space stations and everything else where they can send nukes and stuff from there. And if they do it all at one time to hit us, what are we going to do when our military is over somewhere else fighting for somebody else? Are you ready? Are you going to be ready? Okay. Because I can't tell you if it will be. I can't tell you that I can't tell you I'm ready. I can't say that I have 2 years worth of food at my house. I don't have 2 years of water at my house. Medication, stuff like that. Gasoline for at least 6 months. None of that stuff. I have. So let's go ahead and look at the clip about where we are with it and what this means.
I wouldn't underestimate, President Xi's determination to assert China's control, the People's Republic of China's control over Taiwan. I think he's determined to ensure that his military has the capability to undertake such an action should he decide to move in that direction. I think the risks of that become higher, it seems to us, the further into this decade that you get. I think there again, I think the Chinese leadership is trying to study the lessons of Russia's invasion of Ukraine and what it tells them. I think our sense is that it probably affects less the question of whether the Chinese leadership might choose some years down the road to use force to control Taiwan, but how and when. I think more broadly, it seems to me that President Xi and the Chinese leadership has been unsettled to some extent, especially in the first phase of Putin's war in Ukraine, by what they saw. Unsettled by the military performance of the Russians early on and the performance of Russian weaponry, unsettled by the economic uncertainties that the war has unleashed around the world.
Okay, so when you hear him say that they are kind of encouraged by feeling like, okay, maybe we can go ahead and do this war, if they're already fighting and sending military items over to Ukraine to be able to protect them and to be able to make sure that they're protecting that area for the European countries that are a part of the Union, then what do we have here? Like, how are we going to be protected when we're being split up so many different ways? And this is not the only war that's going on. There have been wars going on around this world for years. And we are based at all of the locations. But if we go into war, are they going to bring our boys home? Are they going to bring our soldiers home so they can protect us here at home? Or will it be too late for them even to get here? Like, it bothers me because I talk about the fact that I believe that these wars are not going to end, especially the one for Russia and Ukraine. I feel like we are in this for the next 5 to 10 years, okay? And that's possibility that by the time my son becomes 18, that there's a draft in place. He ain't going. He's not going. They going to be mad because they were like, why is your mama sitting on this bus with us? I'm like, because if he going, I'm going, and we just go disappear after y'all do roll call. We go somewhere else. Because it's not fair for my son to have to fight for these white people, these rich white men and their toys. And I'll be honest with it. I'm not trying to be racist about it. I'm trying to be very, very stern in the fact that mine is not going for you. Send your kid. Send your child. My child is not for you to play battleship with. And I'm very passionate about this in regards to where we go moving forward with knowing how this military works. I appreciate you guys. Very quickly, I just want to say that there is a program. It's called basically for life ready home ownership platform, and they're trying to help Black people go ahead and be first time home buyers. And they have a credit building program. I will put the link in there later. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming and sitting with me. If you out there and you see somebody grinding, let them know you see them shining. And I will see you guys next week, Saturday, 10 a.m. Bring your ears and then call in, fool. All right, I love y'all. Bye.
I was president, yeah. I know some soldiers